everybody. You gotta make sure it's in before you start going and capping. I don't know how long this video's gonna be, but before I have to cut out, because I might have to, I'm already saying thank you for watching. Let me go out here for a minute. Walk around a little bit. Anywho. I gotta wait for my feet to dry. Yeah, I'll be busy for a while. I just want to make sure before I started this video thing. Turn on the light. Anyway, let's see, what can we talk about today, huh? I know. I don't know where I left off on the, probably one about myself, but anyway. We can start with that. Okay, about me more. I was raised in a military family. My father was a soldier for the United States Army. So when I was born, they were over in Germany. My mother was already pregnant when she went over there. He was stationed at Fort Knox, and my mom still had just the 3 boys, which I came along months later in Germany. Back when I was born, it was called West Germany because World War II, they split East and West, so that's how that happened. Yes, I'm an American citizen. I have the paper to prove it. It's just in my storage in California, not out here. So that's why I'm anxious to get back there too. I want to get back there. As much as I love my granddaughter, it's too much here. You know. It's not so rent's bad because it's not bad. I mean, we can manage it, but you know, we don't have extra money for, like, if we need anything, like, you know. Because now in the state of Texas, you can't, with food stamps, buy sodas. They're trying to make people on food stamps healthier, you know. But this is a bunch of BS anyway. Anyway, back to the subject of me. So I was born in Germany. I was born at the 11th Field Army Hospital. I don't know which one. There's like three different posts that were in the vicinity. There was Reese, Sheridan, and Flack. Well, I think that all 3 of them got shut down like end of the 90s, beginning of the 2000s. A lot of them, a lot of posts from the military are being shut down over there. I think Kaiserslaughten's still there, but I'm not sure. Anyway, back to me. So that's where I was born. And then we came back to the States like when I was 2 or 3. I'm not quite sure how old I was. I actually started to speak German while we were there. But other than that, I mean, like I said, this may be a short one. Yeah. Anyway, so we came back. I think we came here too, like in 65, 64 or 65. We came here, and my dad was actually stationed at Fort Sam Houston. My 2 older brothers were born in Ohio. My 3rd brother was born in Knoxville, Fort Knox, not Knoxville, but Fort Knox, Kentucky. There's so much I can tell you. It's almost 65 years of life here. Anyway, he was stationed there, and then we went here back to Germany, and we ended up in Karlsruhe. Then we ended up back here, went to Fort Lewis twice, and then we went back to Germany one more time. That was in a little place called Crailsheim, and by 76, my dad decided to retire, and he retired out E7. So up until I was 15, we were moving around a lot. We still moved. I mean, they got themselves a little trailer in Marine City, Michigan, and decided couldn't find any good jobs there, so he moved out. They moved out to Oregon, and we were there for almost 2 years, and then we moved to California in 1980. 1980. We lived in Rialto eventually. Funny thing about it is my grandmother came out to visit when we were in Oregon. And in the same time limit, we had packed up and moved to California, so she came with us. I wish, because that was a long ride, I wish to God I would have been able to talk to her more about family stuff, But I wasn't interested in it at the time. I was still a teenager. I was like 18 years old. So we came out to California, moved to Rialto eventually after staying with friends in Covanoga Park. And I spent most of my time there, in and out of relationships, and then I met Chris. And Chris and I have been together almost, it's been 37 years, because our son's 36. And we got together in November. I had him in August. And we've been together ever since. We've done our little dirty stuff when we were younger, but now it's we're more stable as a relationship. But, he does have his problems with his, That's why he's on SSI. And I just try to help him as much as I can, even though sometimes he drives me nuts. But all men do. Like driving their women nuts. Anyway, so job-wise, I've worked, but not as much as I should have, you know. When we first got to California and I got out of school, I started working at fast food places. My first job was at Del Taco. And I'm talking about back when they were wearing the brown shirts, ugly looking color scheme they had. So I was working at Taco Bill, got involved with the man on the grill, had a relationship with him for a while, got fired from Del Taco because of a crew leader. That's a story in itself. And then I moved next door to Burger King and worked for them until I and the boyfriend that I met at Del Taco broke up. I moved back home. And then I met another one, and that didn't last that long. And I worked at Baker's for a while. That's where I met my next boyfriend, who wasn't worth being with, I'll put it to you that way. And I worked there for a while. And that was at Baker's. And for those who don't live in California and don't know Baker's is a chain that's exclusively, I believe, in California. It's owned by the family of Jim Baker, not the evangelist, by the way. Anyway, so from there, and believe me, it was not me that broke up those relationships I had prior to the one I'm in. It was them, because they weren't quite serious about me. None of them were, you know. And then in 1988, through a ex-friend, I met that's one that I'm with now. Like I said, we've been together for 37 years. You know, I won't tell the age difference because then you guys will wonder why. But, you know, there's a few years between us. You know. And I ended up having the first child in August of '89. And not long after that, I had my second child, and we put him up for adoption. One day I'll explain all the adoptions, why I did it. So he grew up fine. You know, he's doing very well. He's, as far as I know, married. Who knows? He might even have kids. And then you know, I was all over the city of Fontana living. We would live here for a few years, there for a few years, because this one I'm surprised he's not part gypsy, because as much as he wanted to move around. So in '98 we were at his grandma's and I was pregnant with my daughter, who is doing just fine. She's in the Navy, and she has 2 kids of her own. And that's about it of my, you know, family life. While my son was growing up, I did get a job as an in-home care provider for few years. And that's basically me in a nutshell. And 2 videos of explaining my life. Um, and we ended up here. So, you know, I'll put a little more, you know, tell more things like the adoptions of my kids. I did have a fourth child, and he's doing well too. He's only 21 years old. So he's, got his own life, and I have some contact with him and a lot of contact with my daughter. And the first one I put up for adoption, the way he feels right now, and I understand about that, he doesn't want contact. Well, let's end this video for today. Thank you for watching. Hope everybody has a good day. And I shall see you in the next one, whichever day that might be, and topic it might be. Okay, have a good one, guys. Bye.